G'day, I'm Jared from Tyre Review, and today we're going to talk about top tips for driving on the sand. And to do that, we've actually got David from Performance Driving Australia, who's going to be giving us some instructions. So, should we go for a drive, David?
Let's do that.
Now wait a second, before we go on with this video, let's just address some basics. So, transmission, automatic or manual. It doesn't matter if you've got less experience for driving on sand, you probably want to go for an auto. Manual can get you out of some trouble as well, but generally people recommend an automatic transmission for driving on the sand. You also want to consider your tyre pressure. So in this video we ran 16 PSI, but check out our other video, check out the card up there, which will give you more insight into why you need to run lower pressure on sand. And also tyres, all terrain versus mud terrain versus highway terrain. Generally, for the less experienced, the less tread you have, the better you're going to actually be able to drive on sand. So check out our all-terrain versus mud-terrain video up in the link up there as well. But generally, as long as you drive to your capabilities, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. Now, back to the video. So, what's the first thing to know about driving on sand?
Like any environment you go into, you want to have a look at it first. You don't want to put too much effort on the car. So always try to go for the flattest piece of ground that you can. Sand is soft, you can't avoid that. You just want to make the best of it. Okay. Try to go in the least soft part of it.
So should I drive in other people's tracks or against other people's tracks?
Again, it depends a little bit where we're going, but if cars have been over those tracks, like you see in front of us now, it pressed down a little bit. So we've already got a little bit of compression of the ground, so it's a good thing to drive over that.
And then across the tracks is a little bit rough, isn't it?
It is, just shake your teeth out.
Yep. So you best sort of go where other people have gone.
Absolutely, but of course if there's a big rip in the ground and everybody's looked like they've been bogged in there, probably not a good deal to go in there.
Now what should I be doing with the steering wheel?
I think always try and keep your movements as limited as possible, but don't be afraid at the same time, especially going uphill, to move the wheel around a little bit to let the sidewall and the side tread of the tyre bite a little bit as well.
Okay, so it will bite in a bit.
It will bite in, and use the throttle in conjunction with that as well, so that you can help your steering. You try and turn the wheel quickly on sand, you'll end up going straight ahead, but a little bit of throttle means that the tyres are starting to bite and spin.
Okay, it kind of feels like it wants to do what the steering wheel is fighting as well, because it's sort of doing whatever it wants to do.
You're making your own ruts in the ground, so it is trying to fight the side of the tyre against the build-up of the sand. But keeping momentum up is the key, so that the car sits up on the surface, a little bit like a boat, rather than digging in too much.
Okay, cool. And now, what about going up and down dunes? Because we're just here about to go down a bit of a dune, just a bit of a steep bit. So what should I do on the dunes?
Well, a couple of things come into mind. One is that always go up or down as straight as possible.
Yep.
A lot of that's to do with the fact that as soon as you change direction, you start to change the load on the sand, you start to dig in more.
Okay.
Also, the tyre tread works predominantly in a straight line. So there's no point trying to attack it and then trying to steer back up straight or cutting angles in there, because you're only using the sidewall rather than the mass of the tread across the face. And take it easy. You want to carry enough speed to get up to reach the crest. Just sit up on the crest, lift off as you get there. Going down, you want to ease your way down. Let that sand that builds up in front of the tyre use as a bit of a brake as you go down.
So no jumping off the top of the...
Probably not a good result at the end.
Okay, right.
Feels good.
Yes.
For a while.
Probably not so good for the car.
No.
Right. Okay. Is there anything else we should know about driving on sand?
Look, I think keeping your vision as well. Other people drive on the sand. You don't know where they are. They don't know where you are. So don't expect that there's nothing on the other side of that dune. When you're going up little tracks through the dunes, someone may well come the other way, and you've got to make a decision about whether you get out of their way or whether you stop and back.
And so road rules still apply as well, right?
Absolutely, but common sense. Use some common sense. I mean, if you're going around a blind corner on a little track, there's nowhere to go. The last thing you want to do is meet somebody doing the same thing as you the other way. It's pace.
Okay, cool. So what do we do when we park up at the sand? Like we're parked at the top of a sand dune at the moment.
Sure, and it's not a bad place to be because you're visible from every extreme here, so other users can see you. One of the keys is to make sure you don't park somewhere that's going to sink into the sand and be difficult to get out of, and you don't want to have to hop out and dig yourself out of your little rest spot. But always park yourself somewhere that you're not impeding other people's traffic.
Okay, awesome. That's great. Thanks, David. Should we go and have some fun on the sand dunes?
Let's do that.
Woo!
See what you've learned.